Hello. Hello. Hi, how are ya? Hello. Greetings, bonjour. I guess, welcome back. If you watched my first video. If not, then, welcome. My name is Jet, and, I'm really just gonna be doing random stuff in this one. I rambled a whole bunch in the last one. There'll probably be some rambles in this one as well. And then also, I'm gonna try and fit some more triggers in here. However, I don't have very many things I can do down here. Today, at least, I still have to invest in a mic cover so that way things can sound maybe a little better. But I think the first video actually turned out really well. It's actually the most popular video I've made to date. I used to just make random stuff. Well, like with Five Nights at Freddy's, I have OBS, and I would record myself playing Five Nights at Freddy's. That was kind of cool. Obviously, those didn't really. Sorry about that. So obviously, those didn't really catch very much traction, but this one actually kind of did. So that's pretty cool. This one probably won't be as long. I think everyone's in bed upstairs. If you do hear dogs or people wandering around or stuff like that, they're upstairs. It's okay, I guess. But I'm pretty sure everyone's in bed. So, in terms of, I guess, just some things about going forward with this, obviously I have a lot of improvement to do. I need to get better at editing a little bit and audio stuff. Again, I think the first video turned out pretty good, but yeah, I'm sure it could still be better. One of these days I want to be able to do binaural stuff, because that's personally my favorite type of ASMR is binaural. So, being able to do that would be kind of cool. But, obviously, I need to have at least 2 microphones to do that, and I currently do not have that, so, yeah. But, what I can do is just whisper into a mic and try and make some good sounds. Hopefully helps some people get to sleep like ASMR does for so many. But anyway, let's begin, shall we? First off, I guess we could start off with some rambling. In terms of like stuff going forward, like I said, I think I'm gonna try and upload at least once a week. I am a fairly busy guy. I work 5-6 days a week, and then I am flying the other times. My check ride to get my instrument certification for my pilot's license is in a few weeks. So that's something I'm trying to do, and then after that I have to take out a student loan to get the rest of my certifications done. So I'll be pretty stressed and also, busy with all of that, and then I'm gonna have to fly a little more often, so that way I'm not training for 15 years before I get into the cockpit of an actual, commercial airplane. But yeah. So, anyways, I'm gonna try and upload once a week. If I miss an upload or two, I'm sorry. But I do have to keep up with the other aspects of my life as well, which I'm sure everyone will understand, who does end up watching, wow, that's English, watching these things. So, let's begin. I guess we could talk about my week, if that's something that y'all fancy. My week, since I posted the last video, was actually pretty good. It's, it's been a pretty good week. I've had a few more days off than normal. My grandma just flew in on Tuesday. I'm recording this on Thursday, Thursday late at night. But I am, sorry, long pauses. ADHD brain doesn't know what it's thinking about. So yeah, I'm happy to see her. We've done some things. I actually took my grandma up for a flight with my dad. My dad and my grandma haven't flown with me before yet, so I took them both up. My dad was nervous, and my grandma was just having a good old time. It was a really nice time. I'm glad she enjoyed it. I love my grandma. She's from Kentucky, and she lives out in the boonies, if you know what that means, out in the sticks in the middle of nowhere. And she comes to visit us every couple of years, so that's fun. And we try to go over there sometimes as well. We'll spend Christmas there with the rest of our family. There's so many people in my family, so many people stuffed into that small little house. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's always a good time. But with that, another thing I guess is, well, this week I work was pretty good this week. It actually, so I'm in charge of like the to-go room at the restaurant that I work at. I won't say which restaurant, but I'm in charge of the to-go room, and in every order we give out us.
Power off.
Oh my goodness, I am so sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, sorry about that. I got a monitor. I got a new monitor a few weeks ago, and with this monitor, it doesn't have any actual speakers. So my temporary solution for that was a Bluetooth speaker, but it just shut off because I haven't been using it for like 5-10 minutes. So I guess it just shut off randomly. Sorry about that. Anyway, what were we talking about? I really just forgot what we were talking about. Oh dear. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, we were talking about work in the to-go room. We hand out a survey with each of the bags for people to take, and the results for the survey were actually really, really good this week. So that's always exciting. All the hard work that I put into that is paying off. So that's cool. But we're also with this week, my grandma being in town, I originally had 3 days off. These past few days, that would have been yesterday, today, and tomorrow, because I was supposed to get some flying in, not just with my grandma, but also with my flight school's chief flight instructor, so that way he can make sure that I am going to be solid for the check ride. And that's happening in a few weeks, but the schedules got all switched around and screwed up, and that ended up getting canceled. So I picked up a shift tomorrow so I can make some money. But the last couple of days I've been with my grandma. I went into work briefly Wednesday, and then came home and took my grandma a couple of places, and then today we went to eat, and then went to take her shopping, and then we went to the car wash, and it was a good time. And then next week I have a few plans. I have plans with both friends and then also family. We're gonna go up to Pikes Peak, so that's gonna be pretty cool. It's been a while since any of us have been up there, so that's gonna be cool. But anyway, more rambles. What can we talk about? I want to do an episode. This will be a whole episode by itself, but I want to do an episode one of these days of just of just me talking about airplanes and rambling about that, because I mean, that's what rambles are for. It's just somebody's thoughts being put into words in a whisper in an ASMR video, or somebody talking about something. And that's something I can talk about is airplanes. I can talk about maybe experiences and whatnot. So that'll be an episode, but that'll be a whole episode by itself, because I could talk on and on and on and on about airplanes. Again, my favorite thing in the world probably is airplanes, right up there with cars and whatnot and furries. But anyway, I guess that's enough rambles. We can try some triggers. So, if anyone is familiar with the Prime Video series Has Been Hotel, it's gained quite a lot of traction. People love it, people hate it. I personally really enjoyed it. And one of my favorite characters, I like all of them. My top 3 characters are Lucifer, Alistair, and Husker. For obvious reason, Husker. But I really like Alistair's cane that he carries around. It's iconic. And people are making like a lot of merchandise with his cane, and one of those is keychains and pens. And obviously they're like 3D printed and whatnot, so I actually bought some pens because I make poor financial decisions. I'm a pilot. Give me a break. I'm allowed to make poor financial decisions. My entire career path is a poor financial decision at this point. Anyway, so it's all 3D printed, which means it has grooves, so I wonder if this will sound any good. It's got a little pen cap here with an A on it for the base, and then it's an actual pen, and it actually writes really well. And you can refill the ink cartridges. I don't know 100% how to do that, and I don't want to break it, so. But yeah, I got 2 of them. The pack I got had 2 of them, so that's pretty cool. And then I also got an Alistair keychain, unfortunately, because it's 3D printed and the keychain is a lot smaller and a lot thinner. It actually broke the little tip of it, where the actual ring goes so you can put it on a key, a set of keys, is broken. But I think I could just hot glue it together. So yeah, that's cool. That's the keychain. I wonder if that sounds any good. Anyway, now this trigger is hit or miss with some people. I guess mouse sounds and water sounds. I won't do too many of them. And you can skip ahead if you don't like them, or you don't have to if you don't want to. It's up to y'all. But when you're whispering like this and you're talking a whole bunch, you tend to get dry mouth, so maybe some drinking sounds and maybe a little bit of mouth sounds after the fact. based on, how many people watch what videos, but it would also be helpful to know what you guys would be interested in hearing as well. Let's see, we got some books over here. We've got an instrument oral exam guide. Ooh, that sounded like that looks like it was pretty loud. Maybe doing it a little further away. I think maybe from doing that, the wind got on the mic. Yeah. That's a paperback book, and here's a hardback. It's got like a little cover on it. If I take that bit off. Anyway, interesting story about this book that I was just tapping on. It's called The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. Now, because I am now in a somewhat leadership position in my job, I have to go to these meetings and I have to read a book a month. But the first month we all read the same book together and we all got chapters. And it's supposed to tell you what the 5 dysfunctions of a team are and how you can overcome them. And my boss at the time represented pretty much every single one of the 5 dysfunctions of a team, which was kind of interesting. And then a little while later he got fired. That's a whole story in and of itself. I can make an episode about work stories too as a rambling thing. Anyways, another trigger that I personally like, but I don't know if you guys will like or if it'll even sound good with this current setup is blowing on the mic. It'll have to be gentle, otherwise it'll be loud, but we'll try it here. A little kiss for you. Hopefully that wasn't super loud. Anyway. I did this last time. It's just me running my hands over the microphone here. Again, I don't have a mic cover yet, but I do have my fingers and the top of the microphone. It's just like what you would see in a regular Blue Yeti microphone. It's got that like metal grated top. And in the last ASMR video, I think it actually sounded pretty good, actually. I was surprised, but anyway. There's one more trigger that I want to try that I actually had to cut out of the last one because of where I was positioned. I did a keyboard sounds. I have a clicky keyboard that I got for Christmas. It's a little bit on the cheaper side. You can probably hear that. That's just me running my fingers back and forth across it, but it's a little bit cheaper, but it's really clicky. It's a nice RGB rainbow keyboard, but It is fairly cheap, but it's nice and clicky, so I wanted to do that one last time to test it out, see how it sounded, but, and this is why I cut it out, but from the position I was in, I was breathing on the mic, and it wasn't like soft, gentle breathing, it was like regular breathing, so in my opinion, it just didn't sound very good, so I'm going to position the mic in a different location. If I can pick it up and move it without creating too much noise here, then maybe I can, oh my goodness, sorry. Everything's work in progress, but, my mic positioning and all that stuff, I'm working on it to figure out what's best, but, yeah, that's, gonna be what that is. I just want to do some typing sounds before we go into the thing, so I'll just go here. Just open up Word and I'll just type gibberish, basically. That was not what I wanted to open. There we go. Was just a little bit there of typing. Hopefully that translated pretty well. And with that, I said this video was going to be shorter than the last one. It's ended up actually being quite just about as long, so I'll end it off here. I'm having so much fun making these that I'm losing track of the time when I do make them. I've always wondered how people make like hour-long ASMR videos. I'm like, oh, that must be torture. No, if you're having fun doing it, it just fucking flies by. Anyway, you guys have a good night. Sleep well, sweet dreams. And yeah, I'll see. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed this one. And please do let me know what you would like to hear. With that being said,